Alright, so this first video comes out of China, and wait till you see this. This craft is incredible, and the way they caught this is insane. If you look, you'll see there's appears to be some kind of power source at the back end of it, some kind of red field swirling around the end of it, or something. That's what I'm calling it. I'm not sure what that actually is, but that's what it appears to be to me. And this craft was caught by the Chinese police department through one of their helicopters. Look at this thing flying. I mean, at some points it looks like a Tic Tac style UFO. At other points it looks like a flying disc. You can see it's got that power source around the back end of it. You can see that it also appears to be some kind of portholes or some black window type things. Maybe some kind of planard sensory array. But this is the pilot who actually filmed the UFO in flight. And he says this thing was huge. Look at him chasing this thing. And then it just up and just disappears. Doesn't just take off, but I'm talking just disappears. But look, he says, I mean, it's all going in every different weird direction. It doesn't appear to have any kind of normal flight characteristics of any known object. Not a blimp, not a balloon, not a helicopter, nothing. I mean, not a plane. What is this thing? Clearly, this is a UFO from someplace else. You can even see the weird kind of power source at the back end of it. Sometimes it's like fading in and out somewhat. But I mean, this is incredible. And then he says that weird black spots would appear on the craft and then disappear. Like these weird little balls or things would come out of it. I mean, that's incredible. Um, yeah, and he's radioing this into the tower at their airport. They could all see it. They could see it on radar. People were, looking at it through binoculars. They could see it. He's flying around and sees it. So I mean, this went out everywhere. They, tried to cover it up, and then it got leaked out, and so they kind of just admitted to it and admitted that they don't know what it is, and they plan on studying UFOs just like America and just like Japan and everywhere else. So now we got some big issues with China getting in on the game too. Now look at this UFO. This is incredible. Uh, you see like this, what appears to be like a dark cylindrical UFO, or maybe even a flying saucer, depending on the angle we're looking at. It's going to be kind of hard to tell. Um, but I would say most likely maybe a thick style UFO, like flying saucer. This is like a Chicago style deep dish flying saucer, if you will. Not a cigar shape, but a thick flying deep dish pizza UFO. But now, so this is really cool. But what's really cool is when you zoom in on it. This is what's really neat, because you're going to see some stuff happen that it's like I say, you always got to watch a video twice, because watch what happens. This is absolutely incredible. And unless you zoom in, you're never going to see this stuff. See this little bubble, a little pointy thing coming out the ass end of it. Okay, and then now see that light coming out the front end of it. Okay, so you might not have noticed those if it wasn't zoomed in, but watch what happens. If you pay attention, you could see other ones are appearing around it, and then that one little bubble thing is actually moving its way around the craft. Watch it move totally under the bottom of it. Look at that. Can you see it moving? Now it's made its way all the way up to the front. Okay, now it still appears to be stuck to the side of it, or appears to be flying around it. It flies up to the front part of it, and now it's about to enter into the craft through a portal of light, people. Look at this. That little ball UFO thing just entered into that craft through a portal of light. What the fuck are we seeing? Incredible. And now it comes from the same area of Puerto Rico where the Department of Homeland Security UFO video came from. And this appears to be another Tic Tac UFO video. And I want to thank my friend Swavek for sending this video into us. Look at this. It appears to be a Tic Tac style UFO coming out of the water, flying into the air. And since this is thermal vision, they're able to flip it from black to white, or from, negative viewing. And so you can see that it's that right now it's black, so the white would be hot. And if you look closely, what you could see is at the bottom of this craft, there appears to be a white line, like there's some kind of heat coming off the very bottom of this craft. Perhaps that's where the propulsion is coming from. But not that it's just a normal craft, because this craft is actually flipping spinning around. So it'll appear as it'll appear to be shrinking and growing. But what's actually happening is that it's the perspective, the angle that you're looking at it, and it's turning itself. So it's not actually shrinking and growing, it's actually flipping around. And these next two videos were also sent in to us by Suavec. Thank you so much for sending these in. Anytime you guys get good videos, send them in to me. I love checking them out. This appears to be a triangle UFO over New York, or at least it appears to be three lights to me. Now, not exactly a black flying triangle, but orbs of light are definitely part of the UFO phenomenon. There's no question about that. And the fact that they fly in formation like this is what leads me to believe that these are definitely UFOs and not just Chinese lanterns or something like that. And then watch what happens here. So these three lights are flying over this building, and they're flying at a pretty quick rate. Then all of a sudden, they basically stop moving, and they just kind of sit there for a second or go really slow. So they've changed their speed dramatically, which if there was Chinese lanterns would not have happened. And here's another video from somebody else of the exact same UFO in New York. However, this next video is pissing me off. I don't like it. Something about it I just don't like. No, I'm joking. I do like it, but it's pissing me off. This definitely, this really pissed me off because this is a video I just filmed of a badass UFO just a couple days ago. It's incredible, and I zoom in on his ass, and what I'm doing is using my Galaxy Note 20 Plus Ultra to zoom in, and then through the photo app, and then I'm screen recording it because my camera app only zooms 10 times. So using the camera app, I can zoom 50 times. It looks super awesome like this. Look at this, dude. Look at the field that's like around this thing when you hit it with the laser. And I'm all up in his business with this laser. But he is violating our airspace, so I feel that I'm allowed. You gotta give me something. I've restrained from shooting these things, right, with this straight up gun and starting an intergalactic war. But I can only, hold my breath for so long, people, before I just gotta breathe. If an alien ever stepped foot on my property, I would straight up fucking MMA style, UFC style, fight his ass. Oh, I'd be taking him to the ground, fucking ground pounding his ass, dude. Oh man, he'd hate it, little motherfucker. But yeah, this thing's cool. It's got like this weird field around it, and like it's like kind of vibrating and all that weirdness. But and then just see it disappear. Where'd it go? Another fucking dimension? Where did it go, people? That's just a star. It just disappears. But you didn't even see that shit coming. Because I sure as fuck didn't. All right, well, before I get out here, I want to give mad props to my boy Dinkum Ozzy. He lost his father not too long ago, and he's a good supporter of mine, supporter of the channel, and we all love him and send out our love. I'll see you guys next time, all right? UFO Proof out.